Saudi Arabia and China are getting closer, and this is something alarming for the US and its economy. And things got even tougher when Saudi Arabia started considering yuan over dollars for Chinese oil sales. This actually showed that Saudi unhappiness is growing with the US. But what could be the reason behind it? Are Saudi Arabia and China up to something? And is it a warning to the US economy? If you want the answers to all these questions, then stay right with us, as in today's video, we will dive into these details to see what's been cooking up between the two most powerful and influential officials. Saudi Arabia has been given the status of a conversation partner in the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, bringing it one step further towards joining a China-led Asian security and economic grouping. This cooperation has several other members on board, including Pakistan, Russia, and India. It is apparent that the Saudi kingdom will be granted full membership in the SCO. But this is not it. The growing interest of China in the Middle East has sparked something in Washington, and because of this, the US economy is thought to be under pressure. So what exactly is China doing in the Middle East? In the early days of March, China negotiated a historic agreement between the two competitors, Iran and Saudi Arabia, which could dramatically reduce Middle East tensions. Saudi Arabia also considerably increased its energy connections with China in the same month, announcing a $3.6 billion deal to buy 10% of China's Rongsheng Petrochemical, supplying the firm with 480,000 barrels of crude oil each day. As the United States' conflict with China and Russia grows in a highly divided globe, Saudi Arabia and other Middle Eastern countries are preferring to broaden their global ties. However, regimes such as Saudi Arabia may be moving closer to China. The Saudi kingdom has previously executed a memorandum of agreement on September 16, 2022, awarding it the title of SCO Conversation Partner. The Saudi kingdom has never announced it openly until today. But soon after it reopened relations with Iran in an agreement negotiated by China, the announcement was made public. Now you might be wondering, what is SCO, and who else is part of this cooperation? Let's find that out first. In regard to territorial extent and people, the SCO is the world's largest regional, political, economic, and strategic entity. It encompasses 60% of the Eurasian region, by far the largest single area on the planet, 40% of the entire world's populace, as well as more than 20% of the world's economic output. It was founded in 2001 on the foundation of the Shanghai Five, which was established in 1996 by China, Russia, and three former Soviet republics: Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan. Besides its immense size and reach, the SCO advocates the concept and practice of the multipolar world, which China expects to take over by 2030. In this setting, senior Chinese government officials met in Beijing at the end of December 2021 to the beginning of January 2022, with the foreign ministries from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Oman, and Bahrain, as well as the General Secretary of the Gulf Cooperation Council, GCC. The primary areas of discussion during these sessions were eventually signing a China-GCC Free Trade Pact and forging deeper partnerships of strategic importance in a region where US power has begun to show signs of decline. So is it something referring to global oil politics? Well, to some extent, we can say that. The current global oil politics are fostering ideological and financial affiliations similar to the Cold War era. Russia, China, the United States, and the Middle East have formed a highly distorted global petrobloc, with each party attempting to exercise power over the other party. This domestic instability favors China in the long run, by allowing it to expand its hold in the energy sector and possibly establish the petro-yuan as a significant oil trading currency. The shifting geopolitical circumstances have important consequences in South Asia, as this situation has an adverse effect on inflation and economic problems that Pakistan and India have faced since the outbreak began. This bloc's economic stranglehold will ultimately compel South Asian powers like India and Pakistan to take political risks, which none of them can afford at this time. As China is attempting to make yuan the dominant trading currency, we can also call it the de-dollarization. Over a long period, the US dollar has been the currency of international trade and capital movements. However, several countries are exploring substitutes to the US dollar in order to reduce their reliance on the US. This depicts the rise of the United States dollar as the leading worldwide stable currency, as well as current initiatives by different countries to de-dollarize while lowering their reliance on the United States financial system. And did you know that Russia and China are taking steps further to de-dollarization? Fearing America's dominion over the world's financial system and its capacity to weaponize it, other countries have started experimenting with solutions to the dollar's domination. As the United States and other countries in the West put more monetary penalties on Russia in reaction to its war in Ukraine, Moscow and the Chinese government have been working together to lessen their dependence on the dollar and build financial cooperation. The ruble-yuan trade has surged eightfold since the invasion in 2022. According to Russian news sources, Russia and Iran are also collaborating to establish a digital currency secured by gold. Does this mean that there will be huge consequences if the dollar collapses? The answer is yes. The devaluation of the US dollar and its substitution as the unit of account for global trade would be the most significant consequence. Currently, over 50% of global trade from gold and petroleum to automobiles and smartphones is conducted in US dollars, with the euro making up about 30% and all the other currencies involved. Because of this superiority, the United States is the only country in the entire globe that is capable of paying its international debts in its own currency. This offers the United States government and American businesses enormous flexibility in finance and trade across borders. And this is probably why the US doesn't want China to be influential in the international trade market. Another effect of the dollar's depreciation would be to strengthen the place of the United States' main opponent for international impact, and that is China. While the euro soon surpasses the dollar as the world's most major unit of consideration, the Chinese yuan will take second place. If the yuan becomes an important international unit of account, China's international standing would improve both financially and politically. China is collaborating with the other BRIC countries, such as Brazil, Russia, and India, to recognize the yuan as a unit of account. With the other three clearly distrustful of the United States' economy and political supremacy, a default by the United States would bolster that effort. And it doesn't just stop there. As a member of OPEC, Saudi Arabia maintains strong connections with Russia. The organization's oil output cuts enraged President Joe Biden and American politicians, even as Moscow's conflict on Ukraine drove up energy costs. China wants to safeguard its supply of Saudi oil as it recovers from the coronavirus pandemic. The Chinese-mediated agreements on the kingdom's resumption of relations with Iran also presents Prince Mohammed with another chance to demonstrate to the US that others can impact Arab politics. It also provides a needed relief for the prince, allowing him to concentrate on his $500 billion innovative desert smart city project called Neom in the kingdom's northwest, and the Muqab in Riyadh, a 400-meter-high, 523-yard, cube-shaped mini-city full of holographic images and performing arts centers, to serve as a new center in the Saudi capital, which is expected to cost billions more if accomplished. But will this affect other South Asian countries? Due to its comparable trading value to the US dollar, Pakistan might consider it appropriate, if not desired, to use the yuan as a medium of exchange in which to seek oil purchases. However, it wouldn't want to further damage ties with the US for fear of political seclusion. Other obstacles await New Delhi in the creation of alternate currencies for international material trading, particularly petroleum products. In order to achieve economic growth in a post-pandemic environment, India must buy more oil for its manufacturing facilities. This has preserved India as South Asia's largest oil importer this year, but it is unclear where a large percentage of this import will continue to come from. The truth is, we all don't know how much worse this whole situation gets. But if anything like what's been described happens, it wouldn't be a great thing for the US economy. What are your thoughts about this? Let us know down below. If you found this video interesting and informative, then hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. And when you subscribe, don't forget to turn the notification bell on to stay updated with the latest economic news and updates. Thanks for watching.